ready sound day, ready news day, ready sport day, ready cut the day. Hey, now yeah, because you know the turn. We know the turn. We know the turn. Hey, we know the turn. We know the turn. We know the turn. Hey, energy for energy day, everything day, yeah. On 93 to 9. I change you 100. 93 to 9 to okay.
93.9, your remedy dial.
And Formula One in 2023 is go. Poor getaway for Sergio Perez. Great launch off the line from Charles Leclerc, and they're very nearly making contact into turn number one. Verstappen leads. Leclerc is up to second place. Sainz is going to battle with Sergio Perez. Perez did not get a good launch off the line as they all battle through the opening corners. It's Verstappen, then it's Leclerc. Down a place goes Sergio Perez. They're fighting in the background now. The soft tyre works. That's an ambitious move to the inside. That's a way through. Lewis Hamilton getting past.
Contact between the Astons.
In 2021, Verstappen came into his first title fight with 10 career wins in 6 seasons. 2 years later, he's heading to victory number 36. Max Verstappen dominates the Bahrain Grand Prix and takes victory at the season opener of 2023 with a superb drive to lead home a Red Bull 1-2. That has got to be a satisfying feeling for the Constructors' Champions of the world. Please welcome back to the Formula One podium for the 99th time, Fernando Alonso, who weaves across the line and celebrates a dream debut with Aston Martin. Alonso heading back to the rostrum, heading back to the podium, having...
Well, the first race of the season in Formula One, Max Verstappen easing to a dominant win at the Bahrain Grand Prix as Red Bull left their competition behind to start the 2023 Formula One season, while Fernando Alonso dazzled to take a well-earned podium for Aston Martin. And well, saying that Max Verstappen continued from where he stopped last year. With that, we'll welcome you to Kickoff Sports Show, the first half of AM Update on Solutions 939 FM. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Well, after the race last night, well, not really last night, but yesterday afternoon, it was like, yes, we're still in 2022, but hey, 2023, things are still not the same for Mercedes and some other teams, but maybe things the same for Max Verstappen. These are the top 3 drivers speaking after the race yesterday.
It's a little bit, of course, lonely out there, but there's still, of course, a lot of things to look at and fine-tune. But overall, of course, very happy to win here.
Once we lost so many seconds to Max, it was game over. It was more about getting Charles because he was very strong in that first stint with his new tires.
We didn't expect to be that competitive. I think we didn't expect to be in the podium, to be honest, in 2023. And we found out that we had the second best car in Bahrain, just behind Red Bull.
Not ideal, the reliability, but more than that, it worries me the gap to Red Bull and the race pace of Aston, which at the moment is faster. I don't believe it will be like that in every race, but it shows that in these sort of tracks where you need the rear, it cost us a lot of race time, so a lot of work.
So let's see what happens in the second race of the season. Moving away from Formula One this morning, and we'll jump straight looking at updates coming from the world of tennis, where Ukrainian Marta Kostyuk lifted her first WTA singles trophy after defeating Russia's Varvara Gracheva 6-3, 7-5 in Sunday's ATX Open final. Kostyuk only needed to beat one seeded opponent en route to the title, eliminating first seed Danielle Collins in the semi-final to set up a showdown against the 22-year-old ranked 88 in the world. Now, a quick look at what is happening in the world of tennis this morning. Looking at games scheduled for today. While at the Antalya Open in Turkey, Ivan Garkov will be up against Nema Fatish by 11 o'clock. Same time, Nino Sandrosic will be up against Kima Kopazhan, as Eggy Cockins will be up against Mas Volkers. Away from that, going straight to Switzerland at the ATP Challenger, Gel Cells will take on Oleski Kotoy, as Mika Brunold will be up against Manuel Gonard. Zizo Bergs against Antoine Escoffier, as Raw Braca Sayer will be up against Peter Guajojsk, as Otto Vatran will be up against Matthew Gijante. More games to go down today. Santiago Open in Chile will also be going down starting 2 o'clock today, where Mariano Navone will be up against Roman Andre Baraka. Well, moving away from tennis, let's talk basketball this morning with games played the wee hours of today from last night. It was the Charlotte Hornets losing on the road against the Brooklyn Nets 86-102 points, while Orlando Magic sat back at home, lost against Portland Trail Blazers 119-122 points. Houston Rockets defeated San Antonio Spurs 142-110 points. Oklahoma City Thunders defeated Utah Jazz 129-119 points. And in overtime, Boston Celtics could not bust the bubbles of New York Knicks as Celtics lost 129-131 points. Milwaukee Bucks went on the road, defeated Washington Wizards 117-111 points, while LA Clippers defeated Memphis Grizzlies 135-129 points. Okay, well, for Giannis Antetokounmpo, says he stole one after rebounding. He's intentionally missed the shots to earn his 4th triple-double of the season in Milwaukee Bucks' 117-111 win over Washington Wizards. Now, for Memphis Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins addressed the Ja Morant suspension prior to Sunday's game against Los Angeles Clippers, highlighting his star point guard's difficult decision and poor choices. Morant, the reigning most improved player and all NBA second team selection, was suspended by the team on Saturday after appearing to show a gun on camera while in a nightclub. It is the latest in a string of questionable incidents from Morant. Well, maybe he will surely learn more morals from this. Moving away from that, let's go straight and talk football. Going straight to the continent. Semi-final round of the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations ongoing in Egypt. Will be going down today. 3 o'clock, Senegal will take on Tunisia. Well, Nigeria's Under-20 national team, the Flying Eagles, will be up against Gambia by 6 o'clock. Remember, Nigeria lost just one game at the tournament, which was the opener against Senegal, 1-0. But going into other games, they won all the matches, although the game in the quarterfinal was just an own goal from the opponent to record a 1-0 victory to move to the semi-final and qualify for the Under-20 World Cup. But Senegal unbeaten so far at the tournament, wishing the team all the best on their side. Now let's go straight talk about the English Premier League. Arsenal still retain the top position on the Premier League log. It was a shocker against Bournemouth as the last goal, declared Arsenal to return to the top of the position. And that game came after Manchester City got their needed victory.
A bright start. Ball's come in, it's a goal. That goal came really quickly from Philip Billing. Arsenal switched off from the start. What a shock. And Bournemouth are leading.
Well, the Arsenal players walking around with their arms held out wide, saying what just happened, but certainly shocked.
Corner comes in, it's a goal, 2-0. Headed in by Senesi from the corner, and Bournemouth are 2-0 in front. Smith Rowe wins it back, must be, and is! And Arsenal are back in the game, and it's Thomas Partey.
That's a great finish at the far post, and he has got Arsenal back in this.
Nice bit of skill, he's done well. Reece Nelson pulls it across, chance! White, is it over the line? It is! Ben White has scored! Odegaard takes it. Nelson might have to hit it now. He does! Yes. What a goal! Reece Nelson has won it for Arsenal! And the place is going wild! Incredible scenes here at the Emirates Stadium! And Arsenal are are going 5 points clear. What a goal!
Well, Nelson became the man of the moment, the star man for Arsenal after scoring the screamer over the weekend. But hey, guess what? I will never forget this. Mo Salah setting the record, becoming the highest goal scorer right there with Liverpool, also scoring goals. Nunes also scored goals, including Cody Gakpo and Roberto Firmino, who's leaving at the end of the season. Who screamed more? Yesterday, was it the fans of Liverpool or that of Manchester United? Well, some missed that action. Remember, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, same as YouTube, Solutions939FM to watch and listen live. It is the Kiko Sports Show and AM update, but it was 7-star general team Liverpool bashing Manchester United 7-0.
That's a lovely ball, and Gakpo, and still Cody Gakpo, goal! It's absolutely brilliant from the Flying Dutchman. Liverpool lead, and Anfield gets one of those special feelings from Cody Gakpo. Fabinho's won it, and Darwin Nunez is helping it on for Fabinho, and this is going to come for Salah. Sure, only half away, goal! It's another for Liverpool. It's delight for Darwin Nunez. Oh, what an end to the first half. What a start to the second half. Lisandro Martinez is the defender. Salah's turning one way, then the other. Gakpo! Oh, incredible goal. It's a thing of absolute beauty. Incredible scenes at Anfield. Steps inside the challenge. It's a very good cutout. It's going to come to Salah. Oh, what a way to go level with Robbie Fowler at the top of Liverpool's Premier League goal-scoring charts. Comes to Henderson. And Nunez! 5 for Liverpool. Darwin Nunez is making it a day to remember at Anfield. Elliott. Can he pick out the red shirt? It's towards Firmino. And there's Salah! 6 for Liverpool. Mohamed Salah sits atop the charts now. Now, the true icon of Liverpool's goal scoring in the Premier League. Salah, surely not another hat-trick against Manchester. Oh, Firmino. It is another. It's 7 for Liverpool. Sensational, astonishing, incredible. The greatest win against Manchester United there's ever been has been served up on one of the deadliest days of destruction Liverpool have ever put together against the old enemy.
Well, a crazy game, brutal game. No red card in that game, but Liverpool was able to squeeze out, not even squeeze out, to bring out 7 goals against the FL Cup champions. Maybe now Manchester United fans will have to wake up to the reality that the season is still on, right? But let's look at other results of games decided over the weekend in the Premier League, as we also look at the shocker in the Italian Serie A. For those who put their money on Napoli, it was a bad result, 1-0 for against Napoli. But for looking at other results, Everton, Nottingham Forest played out 2-2 draw. Southampton defeated Leicester City 1-0. Aston Villa edged the 10-man Crystal Palace 1-0 as Brighton and Hove Albion bashed West Ham 4-0. Chelsea returned to winning ways, beating Leeds 1-0. Courtesy for finals go, while Wolverhampton Wanderers defeated Tottenham. Manchester City edged Newcastle 2-0. In the Spanish La Liga, the gap is wide open right there in the Spanish La Liga, with Barcelona doing what they know how to do best and getting the needed results and creating that wide gap. Was Real Madrid. Well, tonight, remember, also soon I will take on Celta Vigo, but looking at results of games played over the weekend, goalless was the scoreline between Betis and Real Madrid. As Rayo Vallecano played out goalless with 10-man Athletic Bilbao. 10-man Barcelona defeated Valencia 1-0. Rayo Vallecano defeated Espanyol 2-1 as a 10-man Sevilla lost 6-1 against Atletico Madrid, as Mallorca sat back at home lost 0-1 against Elche. Almeria lost 0-2 against Villarreal. Getafe defeated Girona 3-2. As it was goalless between Real Sociedad and Cadiz. Well, a lot of people want me to talk about Italian Serie A. But with the way this state is, despite the defeat of Napoli, they still lead the log. Wow, with a wide margin. Napoli with 65 points, Inter Milan with 50 points. Napoli lost 1-0 against Lazio, while Inter Milan won their game against Spezia 2-0. While we continue the show with more updates, but on extra time by 6:30 this evening, when myself and Kolajo Alfred will be looking at some of the results and the way forward. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. We'll be moving to the other side where we look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers. Good morning.
.9 FM. Keep it locked.
Ìrírí ṣàgbọ́dọ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ṣeé fowó ra làwọn àgbà fi ní ẹni tó bá mọ̀nà ló tọ́ ló sì yẹ ká tẹ̀lé torí irú ẹni bí ò ní gbé wa wọgbó kò sì ní fẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ pàlàpàlàpà irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ nílò ní báyìí ire ti dé sípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àdúrà wa ti gbà Ọlọ́run ti mú sẹ́nitọ́ Teslim Kọ́láwọlé Fọlárìn TKF dé ẹni tọ́rọ̀ ìlú àti ìṣèlú yé ni ìlọsíwájú ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló jẹ́ lógún bí mẹ̀kúnnù ó ṣe ráyè ìrọ̀rùn gbé nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ láfojúsùn rẹ̀ ìrírí rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà l'Ábùjá ti jẹ́ kó mọ gbogbo ibi tó ti lè mú ìdàgbàsókè wá sípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ tòótọ́ ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ tí ò lákùdé iṣẹ́ aláṣẹ làlọ́pọ̀ yanturu ìdàgbàsókè iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ohun ìgbèríko rẹpẹtẹ sẹ́nitọ́ Teslim Kọ́láwọlé Fọlárìn ló lè ṣe é nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú onítẹ̀síwájú APC torí náà tó bá dijọ́ òbò sẹ́nitọ́ Teslim Kọ́láwọlé Fọlárìn ni ẹ dìbò fún APC lẹ́gbẹ́ wa òṣìṣẹ́ ọ̀wọ̀ làmí ẹ̀ ibẹ̀ ni ẹ tẹ̀ka sí i amòfin lọ́wọ́ Òbíṣẹ̀san ló ń kéde.
Yàgò fún jàgídíjàgan òṣèlú má johun èlò bú fólùdíje tàbẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú kankan ọjọ́ ọ̀la ẹni títà òṣè ká gbowó lọ́wọ́ olóṣèlú má dánwò má ta ìbò rẹ o ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ nìbò rẹ kọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ tá a fi ó ṣàgbàgbà ó mọ̀ bá a so wẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Solutions 93.9 FM fi ṣàgbàtẹ̀rù kéde yìí. Yàgò fún jàgídíjàgan òṣèlú má johun èlò bú fólùdíje tàbẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú kankan ọjọ́ ọ̀la ẹni títà òṣè ká gbowó lọ́wọ́ olóṣèlú má dánwò má ta ìbò rẹ o ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ nìbò rẹ kọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ tá a fi ó ṣàgbàgbà ó mọ̀ bá a so wẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Solutions 93.9 FM fi ṣàgbàtẹ̀rù kéde yìí.
.939 is the dial.
Okay, it's 9:20 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's from the Deliz on AM Update. My name is Adi Damola Lafenwa. It's another beautiful Monday morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. Good morning, Dapo.
Yeah, good morning, Damola Lafenwa. Well, looking at the result of your team over the weekend, that gave you the energy and
so
things,
much energy.
Things are getting better. But you should not be struggling against a team like Bournemouth. But let's move forward this morning. And what I've got with me, the Punch and the Nation newspapers here, where we look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspaper.
Okay, I've got the Vanguard newspaper with me, and there are so many interesting headlines on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Should I push further now?
Let's kick off.
Okay, taking my first stories from the front page of the Vanguard, I have this on the cap headlines. It says, Petrol, NNPC declares 35 days sufficiency with 1.2 billion liters. Moving further, certificate of return like World Cup trophy to me, Tinubu. You find that story on page 5. That's quite interesting. Gunmen kill DPO inspector in Zamfara. You find that story on page 6. And another one says, Yakubu's promise of credible Guber polls, medicine after death. Article, as PDP begins mobilization for peaceful protest. You find those stories on pages 5 and 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Post dispute, Oshoba warns against triggering tribal religious crisis. That story is on page 8. And moving to the banner headline now, Supreme Court ruling, uncertainty as banks wait on CBN. And riders to that, we can't reissue old notes without CBN directive. Banks say CBN takes directives from the president, and the last rider says reissue old notes immediately to reduce suffering. Stakeholders. Moving further, I have this one that says battle for state. Presidential NAS polls results raise stakes for governorship assembly elections. Over 36 killed as herders attack Benue communities. And another one says, to those extending arm of friendship, I offer mine in return. Tinubu tells world leaders. You find that story on page 9 of the Vanguard. Presidential polls failed to meet Nigerians' expectations. U.S. envoy. That story is on page 8. And the last one says, Beavers, Saturday's governorship polls might be postponed if. You find the story on page 27.
Who's saying that?
Well, it's not. Yeah, if you go through the stories, you'll know who said that.
So you need to get a copy
of the Vanguard newspaper this
to
morning.
read more. Okay, going straight to the Punch newspaper this morning, punching down headlines here. The cap headlines. Akpabio, Kalu, others begin battle for Senate presidency. You want to read more? Get a copy of Punch newspaper. Look at the page 2 and page 27. But the headline on the cap: Fuel, FX subsidies removal will save FG 10 trillion naira. Report. Observers demand Rex prosecution for alleged sabotage. And the pocket headline: Whitney, Lagos alleges lapses, says Chrisland remains short. Okay, the banner headline this morning: presidential poll, PDP governors, leaders to protest at INEC today. And right as to that headline, PDP insists election flawed, APC urges peaceful demonstration. Another rider, residents fear unrest, hoodlums hijack, police promise protection. And looking at the sideline headlines, prepare for severe flooding, NEMA warns Nigerians. I hope the state governors of Plateau, Kogi, Lagos State
will take proactive actions.
Not until when the flood starts and they'll be seeking for funds. Soldiers shoot 15-year-old boy, Keke operator, dead in Lagos. And front page picture this morning has Bola Ahmed Tinubu, president-elect, governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Oba Akiolu. And the headline to that picture says Tinubu visits Oba Akiolu, promises not to disappoint Nigerians. This and more you can get from Punch newspaper. Okay, looking at another headline this morning and going to the Nation newspaper. Obey Supreme Court judgment on Naira now. Legal giants tell Buhari. PDP leaders to picket INEC office over poll results. I take that headline again. PDP leaders to picket INEC office over poll results. Rainstorm destroys 105 houses in Ekiti community. Now looking at other headlines, Masha becomes US-based G24 director. Farmers unite for APC governor. And a banner headline, Tinubu's pledge to Nigerians. I will not disappoint you. My certificate of return is a World Cup trophy. President-elect says in Lagos, maybe Nigerians should just forget about going for the World Cup, right? I mean, if the president-elect is talking about the certificate of return like a World Cup trophy, yeah, just like seemingly. Nigeria's debt hit 50 trillion naira. Well, Bola Tinubu should try and understand how to repay. Parties realign ahead Saturday's governorship polls. We'll be looking at that as well. This morning, man 26 riding bicycle for Katsina to congratulate Tinubu in Lagos. I take that headline again. Man 26 riding bicycle from Katsina.
I thought you were going to omit that particular story.
No, I will not. I will not. I will not. Let me take that bicycle again. I say bicycle. Let me take that headline. Man 26 riding bicycle from Katsina to congratulate Tinubu in Lagos. Remember the walk for Buhari?
We are having another set now.
Oh, this one is cycling.
Cycling. All the way from Katsina.
All the way from Katsina.
To Lasgidi.
Oh, I like that headline. You should start a blog. From Castini to Lasgidi. Okay, so that's with that. You can get these stories from the Nation newspaper. Do you have any other headline there?
No.
Okay. What of Tribune?
No.
Okay, so let's move on this morning as we talk about the burning issue. So, over the weekend, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had a review meeting. And Professor Mahmoud Yakub spoke about the plans ahead of March 11. Well, a lot of reactions have been coming out since the announcement of the presidential elections results. Labour Party, PDP, have gone to the court, and the court has already given them a leave to also, check all the materials used during the presidential election. And the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning already said that PDP governors, leaders to protest at INEC today. But here is the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, warning the officials ahead of the governorship and House of Assembly elections scheduled for this Saturday to be up and doing, while Beavers remains the technology to use for the election.
As we approach the governorship and state assembly elections, we must work harder to overcome the challenges experienced in the last election. Nothing else will be acceptable to Nigerians. All staff found to be negligent, whether they are regular or ad hoc officials, including collation and returning officers, must not be involved in the forthcoming election. RECs must also immediately initiate disciplinary action where prima facie evidence of wrongdoing has been established against any staff involved in the election, whether regular or ad hoc. On election day technology, the bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, will once again be deployed for voter accreditation and result management. The deployment of BVAS has gone a long way to sanitize voter accreditation, as can be seen from the results of recent elections. Since last week, the Commission has intensified the review of the technology to ensure that glitches experienced, particularly with the upload of results, are rectified. Arising from last week's election, the Commission has received reports from our state offices, as well as complaints and petitions from political parties and candidates. Where infractions of any kind are proven, there will be redress. I must add that any action taken by the Commission is without prejudice to the rights of parties and candidates to seek further remedy as provided by law. On election day technology, the bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, will once again be deployed for voter accreditation and result management. The deployment of BVAS has gone a long way to sanitize voter accreditation, as can be seen from the results of recent elections. Since last week, the Commission has intensified the review of the technology to ensure that glitches experienced, particularly with the upload of results, are rectified. We are confident that going forward, the system will run optimally.
Professor Mahmoud Yakub speaking there over the weekend concerning the plans for the governorship post scheduled for this Saturday. Saturday, that is 11th of March. And, well, there have been a lot of reaction concerning that. Now, why are we now having, saying that they have to retrain the officials? Does this not really go back to what we said concerning some of the officials who are not even used to the electoral, technology material, which is the beavers?
If on the election day, I remember somebody calling the studio and saying that at the polling unit, the INEC ad hoc staff were actually having to read through the manual of the beavers to know how to operate right on the election day, which I feel is not nice enough.
Okay, so now let's look at another angle this morning before we before we join our analyst this morning, Dr. Kenneth Stone. So, a story broke out yesterday. This is like few days to the governorship polls, and the story coming from one of the parties running for the office of the governor, that is a Labour Party
in Oyo State.
And the story had that there's controversy in Labour Party as the Labour Party endorsed Governor Seyi Makinde as the governorship, for the governorship race. And well, the question now is, the governorship candidate of Labour Party, that is in the person of
Alhaji Taufik.
Yes.
Akinwale.
Where does he stand? Well, he also dropped a statement saying that he's not stepping down for any governorship candidate. Remember, Accord governorship candidate and the person of Adebayo Adelabu came out on Thursday to say that he's also not stepping down for any candidate. However, with a few days to go, we've been hearing rumors of merger. So, meaning Labour Party has merged with PDP, and we also heard that of SDP planning of a merger. But on Saturday, we also got a report debunking such story. Well, we're trying to get in touch with Alhaji Akinwale this morning to get his own side of the story. If this decision of Labour Party goes down, what we're seeing, because if you look at the votes coming for Labour Party for the presidential election, it looks like Labour stands a better chance.
Oh, you're talking about Oyo State, Oyo State in general.
The votes for general election. With
for the
votes
presidential
that
election.
came for the presidential election, Labour Party has a great chance if you look at the votes. But,
definitely.
Maybe things will change. The paradigm will shift for the governorship polls. Or what do you think?
Well,
or do you think Labour Party is scared?
Well, I think it depends on the popularity of the candidate we're talking about now. But for Labour Party to have decided unanimously to endorse a candidate of another party, that speaks volume. But maybe when we get to hear from the candidate of the Labour Party himself, that is Alhaji Taufik Akinwale, then we'll get to know the true state of things with the Labour Party in Oyo State.
If you look at the copy of, if you get a copy of Punch newspaper this morning, talking about the controversy that is trailing the Labour Party. After the presidential polls, remember, Peter Obi came out on that should be Tuesday, Wednesday, telling his members, that should be on Wednesday, telling members of the party to go all the way for the governorship polls vote, and he will also be involved, but he will still be pressing his case. Now, but the chairman of the Labour Party in Oyo State, Mr. Sadiq Atayeshe, endorsed Makinde during a news conference at the party's office at Molete on Sunday. And if I could get a copy of a statement coming from the Labour Party governorship candidate, I'm trying to see that statement. He said, well, anybody that goes against there will be a consequence. Okay, so he said, I, Taufik Tayo Akinwale, hereby declared and reemphasize that I did not and will not step down for any candidate or party, be it outgoing Seyi Makinde or any other person. That was the statement. Okay, let's see if we can reconnect. But if we cannot connect with him, maybe in the course of the program, what Mukadra is coming up by
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So we'll see if we can drag him in on that time. But okay, so well, Honorable Taufik Adewale is on the line. Akinwale is on the line this morning. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
You're welcome.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. And it's been difficult to connect with you. I know you've been responding to a lot of calls. After yesterday's press conference from your party. Now, tell us, what is going on in your party? Are you against the chairman of the party, or the party is against you? Are you going alone, or you've agreed to step down?
Not at all. Far from it. I am the candidate of Labour Party. By the grace of God, I'm contesting for this election. And March 11th, people should troop out to vote for Labour Party. The chairman and a number of executives decided to show a kind of beer parlor conference. In the first instance, it is only when a party does not have a candidate you can adopt, or probably the candidate step down for another candidate. None of this happened. I wouldn't understand why they just decided to make noise and, down to the tune of their paymaster. I am telling you, the deputy chairman of our great party, in person of Honorable Kayode Atolani, is with me. The secretary of the party was not there that day. I will never say it's with me or with them. The assistant women leader is with me. The assistant secretary is with me. The auditor of our state is with me. So I am not a lone ranger. I am here for Labour Party. So I wouldn't understand why they decided to just make Ula Balo yesterday.
Okay, Alhaji.
I don't understand them at all.
Alhaji
So I
Akinwale.
am in the race. I am not stepping down for anybody.
Alhaji Akinwale. We have barely 4 days to the Guba election now, and this crisis coming up in your party. Don't you feel it will have one way or the other affect your chances at the polls?
No, not at all. You know, in the past, Labour Party has been existent for over 21 years.
Okay.
And they have never pulled the crowd like this. Do you know the brain behind all this crowd and all this momentum? The obedience. They are solidly behind us. The structure of the party is nothing to write home about, and that's exactly why the structure did not take them to anywhere since inception. Now, the obedient have taken it upon themselves that Seyi Makinde, who work against our principal, Peter Obi, the last election, can never see the light of the day. You will see what will happen. Because Peter Obi's case is in the courts, obedience in Oyo State has decided to confirm the kind of election they did last one, even they are going to overvote, more than that. Overvoting will happen in the sense that they will want to surpass what they recorded in last election. Because in the court of law, that will also help to substantiate, argument that people actually voted for Peter Obi. So this is not about party. It is about people, and it is about obedience. So obedient people are solidly behind me. Obedient people are the people that made our party so popular. You can say yes to that. Okay. Not only that, the non-indigene in Oyo State are solidly behind me. On March 11th, people will see wonder. Because the incumbent realized that he's having internal wrangling with his members, so he now decided to just come into our party to cause trouble. And that's exactly what is going on.
So you believe... You
that
believe
cannot
that
stop anything. I'm winning this election.
Okay, so you believe that is the governorship candidate of PDP causing trouble in Labour, and not the Labour having issues within themselves?
Hello, what did you say?
I'm saying that you said that you said something that it is the incumbent governor that is causing trouble in Labour.
Exactly.
And it is not a crisis within your party. It is not the
Not
crisis.
at all. He was the one that was throwing money around, and these people are just catching cruise.
Oh.
You know?
So it is Labour Party officials catching cruise.
Exactly.
When
He doesn't understand. They will teach him lesson. They will teach him lesson of his life. He has nowhere to go again. He supported Tinubu, and they have rejected him from the party now. And the people who contested under him, the senators and the rest that lost, they are ganging up against him. So he doesn't want to die alone. That's why he comes to Labour Party to cause trouble.
Okay, before you go, before we allow you go, right? If we look at the statements coming from the chairman of Labour in Oyo State, with the reason for the endorsement, I mean, talking about Mr. Sadiq Atayeshe, saying that the PDP's manifesto also tallies with the dream of Labour. That was the reason they decided to adopt the governorship candidates of the
PDP.
state. But there's also, I mean, another statement here on Twitter with someone who's saying that the people that endorsed, Governor Sheyi Makinde for a second time in Labour are hungry faction. If I'm going to read that, a chieftain okay, so it says, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Akin Akinwale, in a reaction on Twitter said it was the hungry faction of the LP that endorsed Makinde. So if APC is saying this, are you trying to also tilt towards APC, or you are going on a Lone Ranger?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. As far as I'm concerned, I have been in politics for 32 years. Teslim Folari is my junior in politics. I cannot follow my junior. Apart from that, I love people with pedigree. People with integrity. Sorry. People with integrity. So I cannot follow him. And third one, his party APC has, messed up the whole of the nation. And Oyo State are not going to follow that path. There's no reason for me to join Teslim to be a governor. No. I am on my own. To the glory of God, the party to beat is Labour Party. Any reasonable person will not join another party now. I'm holding the ticket of Labour Party. By the grace of God, March 11th, I am contesting under that party to win the governorship position of Oyo State. All hands are on deck. That statement of yesterday has no effect. In fact, it is an advantage. Let me tell you why I say it's an advantage.
Why, please?
All over Oyo State, they have been calling me. People who do not know me before have been calling me. So I've become a celebrity. I've become a celebrated candidate. I'm enjoying it. It is sweet.
Okay.
It is God's doing, and it's marvelous in my sight.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for
very
your
much,
time,
sir.
and wish you good luck ahead of the March 11 polls.
That's my name. I'm good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so you just heard Alhaji Taufik Akinwale, the
The
governorship
Labour Party candidate for the gubernatorial polls.
For March 11, now we're already seeing a lot of things, coming out, statements coming from
Intrigues.
From the party, and the candidate is also, going a different way, but saying that is not backing down. And someone coming from APC saying that the set of people that endorsed Governor Sheyi Makinde from Labour are the hungry set of people. But let's see if Dr. Cornerstone is still on the line here. But remember, you can be part of the program. We're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, on YouTube, Solutions939FM. Click the like and subscribe buttons, and you can as well click the share button this morning. Check the time right now. It is 9:45. Let's also get your opinion. Dr. Cornerstone, thank you for joining us this morning. Apologies for joining you late.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Cornerstone.
Thank you very much for joining us.
sir.
All right, so I believe you are also aware of the story, emanating from Labour this morning, starting from yesterday. The Labour Party.
Can you please repeat the question, please?
I believe that you are aware of the story coming from Labour Party
In Oyo State.
In Oyo State yesterday, endorsing the incumbent governor Sheyi Makinde. ahead of Taufik Akinwale, who's the governorship candidate of the party?
Well, I did not probably. There are so many information coming from. Probably the one that actually concerns them. If you will talk to me about this, then I'll be able to give the appropriate response.
Okay, so now there is, according to report now, I mean, early this morning, we just finished speaking to the governorship candidate of Labour. That is Alhaji Taufik Akinwale, saying that he's not stepping down for any governorship candidate. Now, don't you think this will have a negative effect on Labour? And people are also looking at maybe Labour is just because of Peter Obi and not about any other candidate.
Well, let me say that the election of 2023 is coming up with a whole lot of surprises. And because I do not intend to know how and why at the last minute a governorship candidate of a party will be set down for what purpose? 3 days, 4 days, 5 days to an election, I believe should be too late a time to discuss stepping down. The man who is popular, the popular votes will show on Saturday. But unfortunately, based on what has happened in the last presidential election, where a lot of the guidelines by the electoral umpire were thrown out the window, I do not know the level to which the people who are voting might have to may trust the process. But I won't say that it's already late. If anyone will be stepping down, I do not think it's going to be now for people to be stepping down. I believe the reason for the discussion of stepping down for anyone is because of the impact that the Labour Party has shown in the just concluded presidential hogwash, so to say.
Okay, now okay, go ahead.
I would believe that whoever is popular with the people, whoever the people want to make a choice for, they can go ahead and do same. They can go ahead and do the same. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
The house is not the exclusive reserve of anyone. As the incumbent, if your work has shown, the majority of the people will vote. I personally like the man. I personally believe in his capability. But you see, the Labour Party is also a movement now, and you cannot overemphasize on the way, the capacity that it might have in this gubernatorial election. Whoever wins will be given the opportunity to run the affairs of Oyo State for the next 4 years. And I wish them well for them to be able to do what it means and what it takes to make and move Oyo State forward.
Okay, virtually all the papers this morning talked about the planned protest by the PDP body as a party
to happen at the INEC office today.
What do you make of it? And as we prepare for the Gilbert polls coming on Saturday, what are the things that you feel that Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, should put in place to avoid such some of the irregularities experienced in the last election?
Well, I want to say that what the INEC has made happen on Nigeria, I do not think the protest will maybe enough to be able to erase it or to be able to correct it. I do not think so. I believe the impact and the debilitating effect on our democracy is more than what a protest can correct. Someone asked me yesterday that what if it was Labour Party that was declared the winner? And I made this very important, at the presidential election, I made this very important call. I said, the Nigerian constitution and the way in which the 2022 electoral law is carved, the 2022 electoral law and the Nigerian constitution does not actually recognize something called a simple majority win. Because the population of Lagos is not taken into consideration when deciding the impact of Lagos for the Nigerian election, or the population of Kano State, or of what's it called, of Rivers State. What the Nigerian constitution looked at in what is called the 25% of 24 states and the Federal Capital Territory equates all states with what is called an electoral college. Meaning, if you want 25% of a state, you have got that electoral college. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So in that regard, based on what is happening or what is on ground now, it's almost possible to actually say it is the LP that actually won that election, because you cannot use a simple majority to decide an election when it is not even in the constitution of Nigeria. So someone therefore asked me, if Labour had won, would I probably see the INEC as someone who will have done wrong? My answer was very simple. We still tell the INEC that the process that brought in Labour is not transparent. If it was Labour that still won it. We are talking about a transparent process so that all of us can have more faith in the system.
Okay.
So a lot of people have lost favor and travel in the system called electioneering democracy. Because if the guidelines of an umpire gotten from an electoral act becomes something that was thrown out the window at the last minute, questions therefore will ask ourselves is this. They said about 102 hacks came into the site. And so you want to ask yourself, what was the level of work done to secure that portal before the election? How many hackers go against banks on a daily basis? How many of them succeed? Which hacker succeeded for us to now say, okay, take it down? Number two, how many postings were made to the site and which ones came as fake before such were done? All these things are eroding the respect we put on an electoral umpire. Okay. And so I, for one, believe that it's more than just asking for a protest to say next week, Saturday zone, we are going to correct it.
So let us be hopeful that
this weekend election is going to be corrected. And if this weekend election is corrected, it therefore means we might have to ask for another voting of the presidential election.
For the presidential election. So let's just wait.
If they make a correction using this Saturday, then it means we might therefore, as Nigerians, start to ask for another election where the device technology will be used fully.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Cornerstone, because of the time. Thank you so much for your time this morning. On Wednesday, we'll talk extensively ahead of the governorship post. Thank you so much for your time this morning. All right, Dr. Cornerstone speaking there is a public affairs analyst. So let's get your opinion this morning. Let's also get your reaction on our Facebook fan page, Solutions 939 FM. In case you want to call in, 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Balkis Anodio from Ibadan.
Thank you for joining us, Balkis. Let's have your take.
From what I could deduce from his words, Your Honor, the one from Labour Party, and what we read in the news this morning, is that the Labour Party members endorsed Sheyi Makinde. But I think he's saying otherwise now. So if they had endorsed him, based on his antecedents, what will now happen to their main gubernatorial candidate? What will happen to him? Then a lot of opposition parties think that what happened during the presidential elections on 26th of March is going to play out. I don't think so. It's going to be another different ball game because people are aligning more with candidates above our political party. So finally, the way we shunned violence during 25th of February, we should also come out en masse on March 11 and vote for credible candidates who is going to prioritize pensioners in the state. Good morning, that was my take.
Thank you very much, Balkis, for your take this morning. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. 0912-222-2939. We continue to pick calls as we read messages on our Facebook platform.
Okay, I have this. Do we have a call there?
Yes.
Okay,
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Kemi, thank you. 60 seconds. Let's go.
Yes. I just want to urge Oyo State. They should move out and mind in this forthcoming gubernatorial election and vote wisely. And for me, I feel we all are aware of the performance of the current administration. We have invested heavily on education and infrastructure. They even fixed the road that leads to my house, Akobo Joint. So therefore, myself and my household, we are voting for Makinde. Good morning.
Well, we won't want you to use this platform as a means of campaign. If you want to campaign, we'll give you the rates card. All right, let's check some messages out.
Facebook page, Olayinka Adetola, the CBN governor and the president should let us know our stand as regards the new Naira note, since the federal government and the CBN governor have not talked about the court order. Definitely, the old Naira notes are still not legal tenders. Meanwhile, this Naira crisis has affected many businesses and it is inflicting more hardship on average Nigerians. The federal government should once obey the court order this time so that this hardship can be reduced.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Ruth calling from Malacca.
Ruth, thank you very much. 60 seconds. Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that CBN is waiting for the APC federal government before they can start disbursing the Naira notes after the Supreme Court judgment on Friday. So this really shows Mr. President and CBN don't love the masses at all. President Buhari don't always bow to the rule of law, which his actions we keep affecting the masses. We just urge the President and CBN to do the needful.
All right.
So many businesses are collapsing due to their failure on the cashless policy. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Adekunle, Sheyi's good governance is facilitating other political parties to join the winning party, and his achievement speaks volume by being the first governor to buy 100 trucks and 100 patrol vehicles as to strengthen security situation in Oyo State. Oluwaseun Ruth, everyone has been saying Governor Seyi Makinde is the best man for the job, and more reasons why the opposition parties keep endorsing Mr. Governor. Okay, that's the much I can take.
Okay, last call here. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, please, let's go. 30 seconds. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Hello. Okay, please try and increase the volume of your voice. Let's go.
I want to talk about the Labour Party endorsing the present administration.
Okay, let's go. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Well, no opposition we want is continuity in Oyo State. And as for we, the good people of Oyo State, we are not ready to go back to the era of Egypt in Oyo State. And as Labour Party, they are divided already. And we can't expect a divided house to rule us in Oyo State. Thank you.
Okay, Ruth, thank you very much.
Oladapo, I think that's much we can take
sure.
because I can see Olagunju.
Did you just call my full name?
Oladapo, yes.
Oh, I think I have 200 Naira notes here.
Please bring it. I need it.
I know you're broke. Okay, Olagunju, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Thank God it's Monday. Orí mi wú.
Èmi gan bí ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé kí n pè ẹ́ ni pé Ọládàpọ̀.
Ó dà bí mo tún níbi.
Dákun kò sí káàṣì ló máa mú káàṣì.
Ọmọ Òkúnnúbí.
What is it now?
Àpèjá ni Ọládàpọ̀ ọmọ Òkúnnúbí.
Ẹ ṣe sẹ́, ẹ má yẹ kí FCC wọ bí. A kú ojúmọ́.
Adédàmọ́ Lábò ní nǹkan.
Àlàáfíà ni o.
Ojú rẹ̀ dán. Ṣé o lọ adé àgbọn láàárọ̀ yìí?
Gbogbo kún lo gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni a ti
Mọ́ rí.
Orí gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni.
Ọlọ́run ọba o. Dàgbà ńlẹ́.
Àti rí bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ti ṣe tẹ́ bá rántí ńgbà tá a sọ̀rọ̀ pé tó bá dìgbà ìdìbò fún gómìnà àti.
Nǹkan mọ̀ dàpọ̀ yóò mọ̀ jáde nínú ara wọn.
Ó ti ń di kó dà pé.
Ẹ ti ń dàpọ̀.
Ṣé ẹ̀kọ́ tí ṣojú mú báyìí?
Kò tí ì ṣe tán. Wọ́n mú kan mọ́wọ́ nínú ara wọn, nǹkan yóò jáde. Àmọ́ Sátidé ó wà. Gómìnà ó sì jáde ń bẹ̀. Òǹkàlùkù ní wàá máa gbàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ó jẹ́ mi. Àmọ́ àwọn aráàlú ni ó sọ pé ta ni ó jẹ́.
Okay. All right, you just heard Olagunju there, and you'll be joining him on the other side for Mokajue. My name is Oladapo Kulubi. I'll be back tomorrow morning on AM Update.
And my name is Adedamola Lafenwa, wishing you a money-making Monday. Good morning.
I don't gawk yourself. Sell your vote, just sell your future, sell your birthright. How much self divide them by 4 years? How much with that? No sell your vote, oh. No matter the thing them they tell you. No matter how the thing they do you. No matter how much money them they give you. No sell your vote, oh. No need to fight, oh. Because your picking no go join you. Then go they won't corner, they laugh you. Oh, don't sell your photo. Yeah, okay. If you look at the situation, everything harsh for this our nation. Poverty rising and inflation. Line still day for the fuel station. Things gotta change, my determination. This election, no intimidation. Protect us election, we gotta make sure. Every